Welcome back to If You Even Care. It's been 2 whole weeks, 2 missed episodes, which feels way longer. But they tried to kill me. They did. They tried to kill me. They've been sending radio signals through the walls for 2 weeks. Some of it's coming from the microwave, but I know the rest is coming from outside. And they think I don't notice. They think I don't notice the same car, the same make and model, all over the streets, everywhere I go. But I do, and I write down the license plates, and I'm adding up the numbers, and I'm making sense of them. They're scared, but I'm not. Okay? And I did get sick. I got sick for 2 weeks, and I lost my voice, but now it's back at 90%, so I can be here and talk to you guys. You know that joke about how men act like babies when they're really sick? I am so much worse. When do you get to fall apart as an adult with bills, car insurance, which what even is that? I'm paying it. I don't even know what it means. With the numbers I'm looking at, I don't know what they mean, but I pay it. I pay for groceries. I go to work from home, but I'm still getting up and logging in. And I'm taking care of business. That's what I do, except for when I'm sick, because then I don't. I need to be held. I want to be coddled, breastfed even. And everyone around me is going to have to take a turn because it does take a village. But I want to be taken care of. I want to be babied a little bit. So I've been baby. I was baby for about a week. Probably insufferable. Some might use that word. Please don't think that I'm being rude if I'm on my phone at all. I've just been writing down notes about what I want to talk about for the last 2 weeks. So I've accumulated a bit. It's a little scattered, but we'll go through it together. First of all, what have I been doing? I did see Sinners. And for anybody out there who is thinking about seeing Sinners and you're like not sure, you just haven't gone yet, you know those movies that you watch like way after the fact, like way after they were in theaters, and you go, fuck, like I really wish that I'd seen this in theaters. This is one of those movies. This is a 10 out of 10 in my opinion, first of all. And second, you want the movie theater experience. You're going to want to hear it on the good speakers in the cold theater with all the snacks and just surrounded by people who are having the same experience as you for the first time, because that adds something to it too. So if you're thinking about seeing Sinners, do it. Go see it, and go see it in theaters. See a matinee. A matinee is so underrated. And they let me sit in the handicap seat. They said if somebody comes along and they need the handicap seat, it's like 2 seats right in the middle, like smack dab in the middle. Literally the best seats in the house. And they said if somebody comes along and they need them, you just have to give them up. I said, well, no, pry for my cold dead hands. This is the best view I've ever had in a movie. Nice. Yeah, that's fine. I'll give it up. But nobody came along. People did look. They did look a little bit like, are they supposed to be there? Which was uncomfortable, but fantastic viewing experience. So perfect in every other way. Also, if you see Sinners, when it comes to the credits, let them play a little bit. Don't leave immediately once you start seeing the credits go. Because I saw a lot of people do that and they missed a pretty cool scene. So, I mean, you don't have to sit there for long. It's like an extra minute or two through the credits, and then there's more. And then the credits roll, which patience is a virtue. Sometimes sit through the credits for a little bit. You know, just chill out, slow down, smell the roses. Okay, what else have I been doing? Here's what's been on repeat the last 2 weeks. Stateside by Pink Pantheress. And her other single, what is it called? Tonight. I think it's called Tonight. Fantastic. Easy Going Down by Little Hero. Pray to God by Calvin Harris and Haim. Classic Calvin. And Relationships by Haim. Because that's just got to be on repeat all the time. Since it came out, I've been playing that single every single day. And Blade Bird and or SGSY by OK Lou. If you're not into OK Lou, get into OK Lou. What else? I've been placing a few curses upon the Trump administration. I'm a pretty low-level spellcaster, but I figure it's, doesn't hurt to try, put something out there. Hating them with a burning passion, and with each and every day that passes, it only burns more, only burns brighter. Oh, I Googled what started World War I, because at one point in time, I knew what started World War I. And then the other day, I realized that I no longer remember what started World War I, which kind of freaked me out a bit. So I read again about what started World War I. Gone. Just slipped right out of my brain, like I hadn't even read it. I just didn't retain it whatsoever. I'm actually getting a little worried, and I need somebody to make like a vitamin specifically for memory retention. Maybe sugar bear hair. I feel like if anybody could get in the lab and make something happen, it'd be sugar bear hair. But yeah, just gone. There was an assassination, and I do know that, but all the rest of it just drained out almost immediately upon looking it up. It was terrifying. And if you don't learn from history, then you're doomed to repeat it. So I am terrified that I will be the sole cause of another world war. And I can't be sure that I won't be if I don't know what the fuck started the first one. I also posted on Instagram for the first time in like 2 years, which was weird. And nothing happened to me. And nothing was ever going to happen to me because it's not a big deal and nobody fucking cares. But it's one of those things where if you go long enough without doing it, it feels weird. It's wearing a hat when you don't normally wear a hat, and everybody goes, "She's wearing a hat." The fuck? What's with hat girl? That's me posting on Instagram. Okay. Look who's posting pictures of herself. Woo! And like nothing happened. Nothing bad happened to me, and it's fine. I did in exchange archive all my old pictures. Okay, because I giveth and I taketh away. That's the trade-off. New pictures in, old pictures out. Gone. Did I even exist before 2025? You can't be sure. Find evidence. Go ahead. I dare you. Find a trail. Do you guys remember? People were talking about this a few years ago, but that there was a website where you could type in your name and it would pull from like all different areas of the web. It was your name or like a photo of yourself. I can't remember, but it would like find you in places where you didn't know you were posted. I didn't do that. I never went for that. Terrifying. The idea of being perceived, scary. The idea of being perceived online, scarier. The idea of being perceived online in places where you cannot control what people are seeing or what's being posted. What do you do from there? I'm setting my phone aflame. I would not be able to handle that. So I never did it, but a lot of people were and like posting TikToks about what they found. And I was like, these people have to be influencers or something, like, or maybe they have an OnlyFans, or they did have an OnlyFans, or they posted, NSFW stuff on Twitter or something, like, because who is this person to be found on these random websites? Have they ever shared something that other people would want to see? And some of them didn't, unless it was a ploy and I fell right into their greasy little hands. I don't know. I think if you do ploys, you're greasy, probably. And I'm a dummy, and I was like, what? This person with 200 followers that's never made content before is being found on all these websites. But I did believe it at the time. I don't know how real that was because it feels super illegal. But lots of things happen online that are illegal. So James Charles is just walking around. You could just go into where just James Charles. Where does James Charles go? You could find James Charles in an Erewhon like nothing ever happened. So, Crystalia, you could just run into him on the street like he never even had a Snapchat. It's weird. So it could absolutely be true. What I'm going to do is not look into it. And I'm sorry for even bringing it up if you do look into it and if it is real. If it's not, I would like to know, and I'd appreciate if you told me. If it is real, don't say anything. We don't have to talk about it. It's fine. Just on to the next topic. There's certain things I can't know. I cannot know if that's real or not. I must have been in my feelings when I wrote this one down. I realized how long it's been since I've had party cake ice cream. And I'm not talking about birthday cake flavored ice cream. So I don't want to get mad right now. I'm going to reel it in a little bit because I feel myself getting heated. I feel my cheeks getting a little pink. Birthday cake flavored things are not good. If I want to eat vanilla extract and Crisco, I've got the materials to make that happen. That's not birthday cake. I'm talking about Turkey Hill's party cake ice cream that had the colorful pieces of cake in it and ribbons of blue icing all throughout. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I speak of. It's different. It's so different. Couldn't be more different. But the only time I ever have it is for a birthday. And even then, I haven't had it in a really long time because nobody's had a birthday where we've had ice cream. And I could get in my car, go to the store, and buy a party cake ice cream. I know. But if it's not linked to somebody's birthday, it just feels wrong. It feels weird. It feels like something that I should only have on those occasions. But it's like we've all just forgotten about party cake. And that was a staple growing up for me. Birthdays were cake and then party cake ice cream. Nobody party cakes anymore. It's fucked up. And I think I saw either a TikTok or a tweet or something. I know that this thought spawned from someone else's thought, but it was somebody saying that certain flavors on your birthday or at weddings are just selfish. And I feel inclined to agree. We can all agree. And even if we don't agree, I think we can all be persuaded into agreeing that the elite cake, especially for birthdays, is yellow cake with chocolate frosting. The Pillsbury chocolate frosting. The good bad frosting. Not that buttercream shit. I'm talking Pillsbury milk chocolate frosting on some moist yellow cake. What we could debate on is whether that belongs in the fridge or not. I'm a fridge cake girl. You don't have to be. I respect that. I'm just not going to respect that you want to have lemon cake on your fucking birthday. Lemon cake with some kind of weird cream cheese frosting. No. That it's your birthday. You get the whole day. What everybody gets and what we get to share is the cake. We all get a piece of the cake. So think about other people. Think about outside of yourself, because we can get you a cupcake. Okay, we can get you one fucking cupcake, that whatever unique, weird, you want a cupcake or a cake that's flavored like a flower. You want a hibiscus cake? No, you don't. You don't want a lavender cake. You're freaking me out. You don't want that. And if you do, if you must insist, we get you a cupcake and then everyone else can have yellow cake with chocolate frosting. As we're supposed to. There's a right way to do some things. Some things we just can't disagree on. I'm trying not to adjust my hair on the camera too much, but right before I started recording, I had a vicious side swept bang. Real big side swept bang. And it made me look really conservative. So I just kind of, at the last minute, split it a little bit. Not right down the middle, but just divided it up. Because it was just a lot. It was just a chunk of hair. But I'm having a bad hair day. So I'm trying not to touch it too much, but forgive me. So once I was feeling a little bit better, I had a night out, getting some cute clothes, had some cute drinks, here's some cute music. Well, not really. That part never really pans out because the DJs, as I've told you guys before, fucking suck around here. We need some girl DJs real bad. I had a night out and I had the weirdest interaction. It was so small, but it's really stuck with me. So in a room full of light wash jeans and a black top, I peer across the dance floor. I see a girl and she's just kind of standing there. She's not really dancing, not talking to anybody, just drink in hand like a prop. She just stood out to me. She was beautiful, but her dress, she was wearing this blue lacy kind of dress. So I was like, I have to go compliment her. I love to give people a compliment when I feel it, you know? So I go across the room to her and I'm like, hey, your dress is so pretty. And she said, okay. I didn't even know I was doing tricks on it. I had no idea. I looked down. I was doing a split on it. I dismounted. And this is on me. I was too eager. Compared to how stiff and just nonchalant she was, I probably looked insane jittering up to her like a fucking Tickle Me Elmo and getting in her face and being like, I like your dress. Like, I started immediately replaying this interaction over and over again in my head so many times that I completely distorted it and had no real idea of what I actually acted like anymore. So I started to convince myself that what I did was I ran up to her on all fours and I started licking her face. I turned back, you know, I slink into the crowd and I take one last look back at her. She's still, motionless like a mannequin, but beautiful and nonchalant as ever. Still beautiful, dress still cute, and she still deserves the compliment. And that's the thing, is that I felt like she rejected my compliment, but I still didn't get the urge to take it back or even insult her, which is how I know the guy at the gas station who called me beautiful, but then when I was leaving, called me a hoochie, didn't have to do that. A hoochie. He called me a hoochie because I didn't accept the compliment. I just didn't feel that urge. Nothing rose up in me that was like, insult her, call her fucking fat bitch. She's still beautiful and the dress is still cute, regardless of if she took the compliment. But it did stick with me. In general, I love to give people compliments when I mean them, like real, genuine compliments. There are definitely people, I'm sure a lot of you have come across this kind of person who kind of over compliments to the point where it doesn't seem real. It just kind of seems like they just want to have something to say to you, or they're being shady. Which there was this woman at a job that I worked at years ago who, she looked so much like Linda from Bob's Burgers. She would go out of her way to come up to me whenever I looked like shit, like objectively bad, and compliment me. And it wasn't to boost my confidence. She was a hardcore gossip. She did it on purpose, not just to me. She did it to other people too. But she would only compliment you if you came in looking rough. As an example, one time I was running late for work. I threw on a plain black hoodie, like nothing on it at all. Didn't have the big sleeves. It wasn't like a hoodieing hoodie. It was just a fucking hoodie. And these joggers that were like fucking high waters on me, but it was like the closest thing that I could grab, like in a hurry. And some sneakers, some shitty little sneakers. I didn't do anything special. She came up to me to tell me how much she loved my outfit. I would have respected it more if she had come up to me and said, where's the flood? Anything. If she had roasted me, if she'd said, oh, we were in a hurry this morning, weren't we? Just be blatantly mean to me, actually. And I would respect that more. It made me so self-conscious for the rest of the day, which is what she wants. And the worst example, when I actually got fucking fed up. I had like a manic breakdown and bleached my hair one night before I had to work the next day. I spent hours bleaching it, and it got to the point where if I bleached it anymore, it was just going to fall right out of my head. So I had to stop. So the majority of my hair was orange, but my roots, which were maybe 3 or 4 inches long, were white. And there was a clear division between the two colors. I was like, I have to go to work the next day. It's like 1 a.m, maybe later than that. I'm going to get no sleep as it is. So I put coconut oil in my hair and I like slick it back in the morning and I go to work because fuck you guys. And I'm minding my business, headphone in, probably listening to a Call Her Daddy podcast that would later send me into a panic attack in the bathroom. They're probably talking about if you don't give your man a blowjob, he's going to cheat on you with your mother. Something like that. Those were the times. That's around the time when this happened. Just not really talking to anybody that day. Head down, focused on my work because I am tired and I feel like shit because I look like shit. I just want to go home and get this fucking oil out of my hair. She comes up to me and I felt her before I saw her. I looked over at my TJ Maxx cup and I saw ripples in the water. There was a presence. I look up and she's before me and she says, I love your hair. Of course you do. Of course you do. Of course you love my fucking hair. Of course you love my orange and white hair. That was very obviously done wrong. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm the camel. Just to clarify. And I was like, no, you don't. No, you don't like my hair. She was like, no, I do. I like how it's like you did like 2 different colors. I said, yeah, that's because I was bleaching it and I had to stop because my hair was starting to break. So that's what happens when you have to stop bleaching your hair. I was like, but you know that. Like, you know it doesn't look good. It's fine. It's just I'm not looking for it to look good. So I have it slicked back. She's like, no, like I really do like it. Okay, thank you. Great. Thank you. You should do it next. Your turn. We could be twins. I don't remember if she ever did that to me again after that. Probably. But that was the first time that I called her out for it. And that made me think, I should have done this a long time ago. I should have told her to stop bullshitting me a long time ago. Because why did it go on for so long? It was like over a year of her fake complimenting me. Oh, you love my orange hair? Thank you. It's not the kind of thing where somebody might find it to look good. It didn't even accidentally end up looking cool. Like right now, my hair isn't toned. I bleached it a bit and I left it alone. Because I'm like, whatever, it's fine. For now, I'll tone it later. It wasn't like that. It was objectively bad. Why are you doing that to me? One time she did start a rumor that I got my ass done. Come on. Linda, you and I both know I've got a Maidenform bodysuit under this. But thank you. I choose to see the compliment. The one real compliment she's actually never given me, but in the form of a rumor in that rumor. I see it. I see it. I see the one nice thing that you almost kind of said to me. That actually accidentally leads me into another thing that I had written down that I wanted to talk about, which is I hate when I compliment someone's brown eyes and they think I'm being like condescending a little bit. And they're like, okay, they're just brown. What do you mean just brown? What do you mean by that? And they're beautiful. I love brown eyes. I think brown eyes are beautiful. You're being ridiculous. Why are you being ridiculous? Don't be. They're gorgeous. And not all brown eyes look like the next person's brown eyes. And I have only ever fallen in love with brown eyes. So I'm qualified to speak on this. Look at me. Look at me in my Jeremy Allen Whites and know that I speak truth. They're beautiful. It really irks me. I don't know what it is. It's brown eyes look kind. They look inviting. I think they're so pretty. They make your eyes look big. You know, no matter the size of your eyes, I think brown eyes just like open your face up. Mine kind of suck my face in. That's not me fishing for a compliment. I see other people with blue eyes, green eyes, light colored eyes in general. And I always think that they're pretty. There's not an eye color that I've ever looked at and been like, ugh, what the fuck? Because it's an eye color and it completely depends on the face. But I do tend to love brown eyes. And it doesn't really matter the face that they're on. I just think that they're so pretty. But I don't like when it's treated like if I say that and I have blue eyes, that I'm being like the lady at my job, I'm being Linda. I'm being like, oh, your eyes are pretty. Just brown eyes. Don't get me upset. The last thing that I'll share just for now, because I have a lot in here, but I was thinking about how much I love likers. Like thinking about when you open up a TikTok and you already know if that TikTok has a decent amount of likes and views, that there's going to be some top comments. And normally you don't scroll all the way down. You just kind of look at what's at the top. Who controls what makes it to the top? The likers. And I consider myself to be a very generous liker and favoriter, but I don't like comments. I don't go that far. There are people who decide what the top comments are going to be. That's democracy. That's beautiful. These are the people under the hood who keep this whole thing going. And it's not me. I'm not a part of that. I don't know why I favorite everything. Anything comes up and I go, I might need that later. It's like the recipes and the makeup and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I get it. A fucking exercise like for my neck or my back that my pussy or my crack, that I'm never going to do. I'm favoriting it. I'll never refer back to it. But I favorite things now that I'm like, when am I going to need that? Because it's already in my likes. Why did I favorite it? My favorites aren't organized in any kind of way. They're not organized by category. I'm just, yeah, save it, saved. I'll come back. I'm going to come back to this unboxing of a Labubu. Got to make sure that that's there for later on. But I just have so much respect for the people who keep it going, the likers, the story likers, people that share everything that they come across, people that like the top comments, people that see a top comment that was already decided with 15,000 likes and they like it anyway. I respect that. You're liking just to like, for the love of the game. That's beautiful. There's something about that that's very beautiful. I like people that aren't afraid to show that they enjoyed something, that they liked it. There have to be lines. There are people that share 50 things to their story a day. I think those are the likers a lot of times. I think that those are the kind of people that like everything that they come across. I do pick and choose. I have to really like something to like it. I just happen to like a lot of stuff. I'm like, my algorithm is kind of perfect right now, but it's still something I have to like. There are people that just like things. It just comes up and they like it immediately. Doesn't matter what it is. They're just like, yeah, I like video. They like videos. They like the video. They like that something came up on their phones. They just like it. But we still need them. Everybody has a role to play. I've never been a part of selecting a top comment. I think that's kind of sad. Like, I feel like I'm missing out on something. There's like, a whole system that's happening. But sometimes you come across a video where the top comment is like, why is it acoustic? And it's like, how many of you decided on that being the top comment? 800 of you. It was posted 7 hours ago. Okay. That was the best we could find. Like 1,000 comments in here. That's the best one that we could find. That's the problem. When you get the people that like everything, they're just like, and like they see one fucking joke and they freak out and they start liking everything. And then it rises to the top. And then we have to see the same fucking top comments over and over again for months. Some of them are still funny. I still think I'm going to scroll now, okay? ... I still think that's kind of funny. But some of them are not. And they never really were. And it just has gone on for too long. So maybe we need to swap out the likers. We need to take some of them out to the barn and bring in some new ones with, some fresh eyes. maybe I could be in the next round of likers. Because we need new people deciding what those top comments are. They're going on way too long. I think I need to step away from TikTok a bit in general because I am getting so annoyed with every single trending sound. And I hate being that person who just like I hitting disinterested, like not interested in this sound. But I'm having to do it on people whose content I like watching, but they're using the most annoying fucking sounds. So I'm scared that by me doing that, even if I specify that the reason I'm not interested is because of the sound that they're using, that I'm not going to get them anymore. Because I do not use my following page on TikTok. I only use my For You page, like my following feed. Why'd I clarify? You know what I meant. You could have put that together, and I just didn't give you the benefit of the doubt that you could. And that's on me. But anyway, I have plenty more, but I'll save it for the next episode. And if you want like a more organized episode where I talk about something specific, I'm always open to suggestions in the comments. It could be super niche. If I know anything about it, I'll talk about it. You'd be surprised. I'm into a little bit of this, a little bit of that. What could those things be? I don't know. We'll find out together. And if you enjoyed this episode, I already see the people that are doing it, and it means so much to me. But if you want to leave it a rating, wherever you're listening or watching, Spotify, Apple, on YouTube, give her a like, interact with it in some kind of way. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's already done it. And goodbye.